First up from Marvel Max, we have PunisherMAX, number 5. Now, Wilson Fisk's plan has pretty much gone down the crapper. It's all falling apart, and his, alternative motive to become the Kingpin is slowly just vanishing in front of him. He rushes home, he's trying to get his family together, saying, listen, Rigoletto is onto us, we need to get out of here. Well, Rigoletto's already beaten him to the punch. Has a knife to his son's throat, says, put down the gun, Fisk, we don't want anyone to get hurt. And Wilson kind of realizes that this kid is holding him back. And so, gun battle ensues, him and the wife make it, kid does not. Dead on the floor, he tries to reassure his wife that we can make another one. He loves her a hell of a lot more than anything else that they can create together. Meanwhile, Meta Knight tracks down Frank Castle back to his lair. Frank is in some bad shape. Broken arm, broken fingers, broken everything, ruptured lung. So he's, on his own home turf. You think he might make it. It ends bloody still. Luckily, the Meta Knight goes for his guns and gets electrocuted, which helps Frank win and drop a safe on his head. So it's kind of cartoony there. But that's the only reason Frank is alive, is because he electrocuted his guns, because nobody touches his guns. And then at the end, Kingpin is the Kingpin, and he has a guest who won't go away in his waiting room. None other than Bullseye. So, killer issue. It was very fun. Aaron and Dylan make such a great team. It feels like Garth Ennis never left. It's that good. Next up from Vertigo, we have Daytripper number 4. Now we have Brajas and his pregnant wife rushing to the hospital. They are expecting their child any minute. Gets a phone call from his mom. Can't really, answer the phone in time because they're at the door. He meets her at the hospital and he's like, "Whoa, Mom, what are you doing here at the hospital? I don't remember calling you." His dad's dead. So the same day that his son's going to be born, his father dies. That can add a lot of stress onto a guy, as we see in this issue. But the paperwork goes by quickly, the funeral arrangements are made. He wants to keep it hush-hush to the wife so she doesn't, get upset and then something happens to the child. And while at the funeral, he meets his stepsister. It shows that his dad was fooling around in his younger age, and he doesn't want him to have anything to do with her. She's only coming out by to say hi because her mom has Alzheimer's and she's about to pass soon. And while he's been gone out of all this, the baby's born. And he's so excited. His mom wants him to go back to their house to get the gown that he himself wore when he was a kid. But just being in his dad's old office again, and seeing where he fell and had his heart attack, his own heart gives out. And that's how Brass dies this issue. It was just so many great human moments in this. Like when it's announced that it's a boy. It's just like, oh, you just felt so warm and happy for the guy. And then at the end, just to see him die again, it's like, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. At 41, he was a young man. So, Daytripper continues to be awesome. Highly recommend you go check it out. Next up from Marvel, we have Prelude to the Deadpool Corps number 2. Now, the first one I thought was okay. Second one, really, really funny. We go after a kid Deadpool growing up in this alternative universe where all the X-Men are still younger kids, topped by Storm and Xavier. Xavier's this horny little guy trying to get into Emma Frost's pants. And all the kids are like younger versions of themselves, of Wolverine, Cyclops, what have you. And it's Wade Wilson going after Scott, going to detention in the danger room, telling Scott, hey, that Wolverine kid's probably going to be dancing with your girl Jean Grey. And little Wolverine sure enough is, and ends everything with bub. And then you get the fights because he wants to make a distraction. Then his older self, well, not his older self, the Deadpool we all know from the 616 universe stops by, says like, "I need Wade Wilson or else the universe is going to die." And everyone's like, what's this all about? So we see the most recent member to the Corps added. It was a fun issue, lots of Deadpool humor in this. If you like Deadpool, pick up this miniseries. It's really, really funny. Next up from DC, we have Rebels number 14. Now it all comes to a close against the whole Star of the Conqueror storyline, where we have the gun that Virgil Dox made fired at Star of the Conqueror. Doesn't work. It was supposed to, render him human for only a split second. Doesn't work whatsoever. So plan B, everyone attack him. So we have the entire Legion, Rebels, whatever you want to call them, attacking Star of the Conqueror, and only the Omega Men who have recreated the starfish anti-poison, or the starfish poison. They fire it at him. Seems to have no effect. So everyone gets enslaved by these mutated starfish that the Scions were making, but Starro can still control them, and he's pissed after seeing what they've done to his beautiful babies. Controls all of them, but Virgil Dox realizes that, wait, The venom doesn't work on humans, but on the actual starfish itself, it's just like the Black Plague. Sure enough, Starro, he is defenseless now. All of his thousands and billions of starfish across the galaxies are all dying. And now they're going to have a live execution of Starro the Conqueror on TV to show everyone, like, yes, we're going to take down this guy. But Docs, before they do this, can't help but brag about how he saved all their asses and how everyone owes him a debt of gratitude. So it's nice to see the cocky Docs back. Execution's supposed to happen next issue, but it's like, okay, well, is he going to get executed, or is there going to be some great escape? And then Starro's going to come back as a villain later on. Fun, fun stuff. If you've been liking Green Lantern, if you like the cosmic DC stuff, this is the book you need to be picking up. It is just fantastically fun. And finally this week from Marvel, we have The Mystic Hands of Doctor Strange. It's a one-shot. It's 48 pages of pure fun and joy, all for $4. And you have mini stories by Kieran Gillen, Peter Milligan, Ted McKeever, and Mike Carey, but you'll also, and this is the thing that hooked me and made me go, okay, Fast 5 material, have the art by Fraser Irving, by Marcos Martin, by Frank Brunner. It's amazing art. It's all black and white, which, you know, it sets the tone really well, too. Especially if it's like Doctor Strange, back when he's the Sorcerer Supreme, people. None of this brother voodoo bullshit. Dr. Stephen Strange, Cloak and everything. The art in these stories is just fantastic. You see him, whether, you know, be making deals with devils in hell, or helping stop, you know, psychos as usual. It's just so beautifully drawn, and you get, you know, tons of different art, but it's still all great in a nutshell. So if you're a fan of Dr. Stephen Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, pick this one-shot up. You'll be glad you did. Really, really good stuff. Well, comic book fans, that does it this week for Cammy's Comic Corner. If you want more Cammy's Comic Corner goodness, head on over to www.cammyscomiccorner.com. From there you can subscribe to us on the RSS feed or on iTunes. Go leave a comment on iTunes. Go see the Book of the Month review. For March, it's Mini Marvel's Ultimate Collection. Or just go chat on the forums and talk about the reviews. Also, if you like any of the kick-ass t-shirts that you see me wearing, like the ArgueCast, another audio podcast that I produce and host, head on over to www.deadlinegraphics.net and send Kelly an email. He made this t-shirt for me, custom made. He can make yours too. And if you like comic book stuff, he has tons of comic book t-shirts for you. There's only one name that I trust when it comes to comic book t-shirts and custom made t-shirts. That is Kelly at deadlinegraphics.net. And also, huge shout out to Rising Sun Creations at rsc-online.com. Rising Sun Creations specializes in the best of U.S. comic books, manga, and collectible toys imported straight from Japan, all conveniently located at one online store, rsc-online.com. So that does it this episode. I'm going to WonderCon. I've got a ton of great giveaways. So if you've been donating, thank you. You're going to get a great prize pack. If you haven't already, be sure to donate. And it's the only way you're going to be getting any of the kick-ass t-shirts that Kelly sent me. And believe me, there's tons of them. I'm so excited about this. And including the grand prize winner of a Cammy's Comic-Con Corner Tour 2010 t-shirt, which has the dates of both WonderCon and Comic-Con International on the back. So if you like any of that, quick, go to the site and put in a donation. This has been Cammy's Comic Corner. I have been your host, Cammy. Let's go and take advantage of Amazon.com glitches. Ho!